Hey, happy OONSDAY everyone. I'm back outside with my wife. Cheers.
Cheers.
And we're going to be out here feeding the raccoons tonight. Here's a cutie monster right here. Hi cutie, you're back to your cookie self. Hey girl, right here. Cutie, 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 cutie. And boy, I should have taken a better look. I'm thinking cutie monster might be a mama coming up here. Hi cutie monster. Oh, so we appreciate all your questions. We're going to do our best to answer them tonight. Some of them are kind of funny, some of them are kind of serious, and some of us are going to put us on the spot and make us a little uncomfortable, which will make this a lot more fun for you guys. So, right off the bat, you see we have an adult beverage while we're doing this. And one of my favorite viewers out there, Indy Phyllis, she asked, because we were so giggly last time, she said, do you guys smoke weed when you feed the raccoons? And no, we do not smoke weed and feed raccoons, and I would never recommend that. And we drink in moderation when we're doing this because you want all your faculties when you're dealing with wild animals. Here's Mr. Wiener. Good, a lot of the awesome raccoons are showing up right now. Beautiful day today. We were in the 70s, so sunny, so warm. Moments ago, I was feeding Moon Pie the skunk back by the shed. A turkey came through the yard. I discovered a female raccoon living in my wood pile, and I noticed she has swollen teats, which means babies. So, she either had her babies or she's getting ready. Hi, Mr. Wiener. Are you the daddy? So let's start getting to some of these other questions. And yeah, that's a negative, Phyllis. No smoking weed and feeding raccoons here.
I'm just a giggly person.
Okay, I got a question here from Reba McIntyre. Who knew that Reba McIntyre watched OONSDAY? And she says, what kind of work do you guys do? She's been a Finnish carpenter for 18 years. Oh, goodness sakes. Cutie has really changed lately, and she just snapped on Mr. Wiener, her brother. And also, she says that she has 7 brothers, and she grew up hunting and hiking and fishing. So she wants to know what we do for work and kind of what our hobbies are too. So honey, you want to go first? What you do for a living?
My job is kind of hard to explain. I work for a company that bonds commercial and industrial companies. I put information inside in the computer. I do bond numbers for companies, powers. So if you don't understand it, that's quite all right. Most people don't. But I love the company that I work for, and I do enjoy my job.
And what's really nice with her job is she gets excellent benefits and she gets great health insurance, which helps me being self-employed. So I'm a self-employed painter for pretty much 30 years now. Goodness, cutie, you are hungry tonight. And oh, it's the opposite of my wife. She's in an office and I'm going from different job site to different job site every day, mostly large apartment complexes and mostly independent senior living. So that's what we do for our jobs. And boy, wouldn't it be something if one day I could be right up there with the Raccoon Whisperer, the big raccoon channel out in Nova Scotia. He makes a living off of this. Can you believe it? But I'm a small channel. Which leads me to the next question from Mr. Penguin. Mr. Penguin asks, has your channel been monetized yet? And Mr. Penguin, yes it has. My channel is about a year and a month old, and at the beginning of this year I met all the qualifications to become monetized. What do you have to do to be monetized on YouTube? You need 1,000 subscribers and you need 4,000 hours of viewing time. Oh, cutie, that's your brother's butt you just bit. So I've noticed this recently. Cutie is a totally different beast. And I'm guessing it's because she has babies and it's just hormones taking over, and she never would have done that in the past. Nothing like that at all. Where was I?
Be monetized.
Being monetized. Yeah, so those are the requirements to be monetized, and I met those both those thresholds, and then you start to get a sliver of the ad revenue from YouTube, and you qualify for things like super chat and super thanks. I've never done super chat. The little bit I researched it confused me. So I haven't tried that, but I guess super thanks is up and running because people have given donations, and thank you so much. Like Phyllis, you've given donations many times. Martina has, and someone has Pennsylvania in the name. And I just love you guys for doing that, and it all goes to this food you see them eating right now. So thank you guys for all your gifts. So back to Reba McIntyre. We didn't quite finish all of her questions there. She mentioned she had 7 brothers, which is very impressive. And I guess out of the 2 of us, I have the most siblings. I'm from a family of 7 myself, and I'm the youngest. My wife
is a family of 4. I'm the oldest girl, so I'm number 3, oldest girl.
Yeah, and we just had her brother in town for a couple days. He spent the night, and we look after my wife's 95-year-old mother. And so we all live together, and we're her caretakers. And so that's our household. Her and I, and this was another question. Someone asked if we had kids. Neither of us have ever had kids. And we've been married 4 years, and we thought that was just something when we met each other, that none of us were ever in a relationship where we ended up with children. And none of us have been married before, and it's just everything aligned perfectly for us in that regard. Like, you liked being an aunt.
I love being an aunt. I love my nieces and my nephews, and oh my goodness.
I remember that when we first met, and I thought, my goodness, you're just like me. You're the silly fun aunt, and I was the silly fun uncle. And I guess her and I are on the same page. We like kids in doses. Like, you can have fun with them, and then you go back to your parents. We've had enough of you. So that's we probably wouldn't have been the best parents because of that. Like these guys, I like these guys in doses. 2-3 hours a night, and then it's like, okay, go do your own thing. Although one day, if I can convince my sweetest, dearest wife, maybe we can have a raccoon in the house one day. Yeah, that answer's about the same. Okay, so Reba, you mentioned you enjoyed fishing and hiking and hunting. Our hobbies, what about you, sweetie?
For me, I love to bake and cook. I just get lost in it. So I would say that's what it would be.
And I'm so impressed, and I'm so lucky when I see her in the kitchen. What she does, just blows my mind. And she says it's so simple, and what's simple to her is just rocket science to me.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. It's true. She makes incredible food. She loves to bake, and she comes up with these amazing desserts all the time. Oh, yes. Tell everyone what you made recently. Homemade
ice cream.
That's right, homemade ice cream, which was a first.
Yes, it was, and I was very happy that it turned out well.
It was delicious, and we had all sorts of company try it when they came over, and they're like, "This is as good as the stuff in the store. This is excellent." My hobbies are very similar to yours, Reba, other than hunting. I don't go hunting, I never have, but I love fishing, and that's probably my number 1 hobby is fishing. And I'd say closely followed by canoeing and hiking. I'm a nature person. I can just be in nature all day long and not get tired of it, and I've been that way since I was a kid. Gertie, do you remember how my wife hand-fed you?
I did give her 2 cookies before.
Today?
Yeah.
I was not watching. You hand-fed Gertie again?
Yes, and Cutie.
You hand-fed Cutie too?
Yes, I hand-fed Cutie, and I hand-fed
I was so busy
Gertie.
yakking, I didn't see any of that. Okay, Indy Phyllis, you have another question. She says, my question is, how do you manage to find time working and running a YouTube channel? It's got to be a challenge with editing and talking to your fans. Also, you take care of the mother. All of these things together must be a challenge on your time. How do you manage it? Okay, that's an excellent question. When I started this YouTube channel, I had no idea how involved it would be. Like, a lot of this was all brand new for me. I had to buy a GoPro camera. I had to learn how to do that. I had to learn how to edit a video. I pretty much commandeered my wife's laptop, and she finally gave up and said, just take it.
It's yours.
It's yours. And she had an editing tool on there already, I think called iMovie. So I use iMovie to do all my editing, which is incredibly time consuming, especially when you want to add music and special effects. And I'm still learning with that. I work full time, and a lot of these other YouTube channels, it's retired people, and so they have plenty of time. It's very difficult for me. It usually involves me working a full day. I run to a store, I grab a bag of dog food, I grab some peanuts, I come back. If I have a game planned, almost immediately I have to start setting up the scene, run inside, have some dinner. My wife is excellent because she's like, don't worry, I will take care of the meal and cleaning up and give you time to prep. When we didn't have the hose on, she'd be filling water for me and handing it to me so I could keep going, getting a scene set up. And then before you know it, they're showing up and I'm filming, which goes late into the night. And then usually I'm exhausted and I have to do editing the next day. Then I got to try and remember, grab your phone so you can make short videos, because that's what gets me most of my subscribers, are the real short little 30-second videos of them being cute. So it is incredibly time exhaustive. And I love it though, because it's a labor of love. I want to spread joy. I really enjoy creating a fun scene for these guys to interact with, and then sharing it with everyone. I mean, how cool is this to be able to play with wild animals? So it's worth it. It's a lot of work, but it is worth it. I don't make money at this at all. Trust me, it's a total loss for me as far as expenses go. Maybe if I'm blessed and I have a video that takes off and gets me a huge amount of subscribers, maybe things will flip and turn and it'll start to pay for itself. Fingers crossed. Okay, well, here's the uncomfortable question in the whole group. This is the one I'm going to have a tough time with. And it's from our friend Kathy out there. Kathy Moreland, and she's changed her channel name, and she's actually starting to put up some videos. So look for Cat Creates Feeding Raccoons handle and see her video with the skunks and raccoons. She's out in California. She asked, how do your neighbors feel about this? And I think a lot of you at one point or another must be wondering that.
Some don't know that we do it.
Some of them don't know that we do it. I can think of 2 or 3 neighbors like a couple years ago chatting about raccoons and animals in the yard. Oh boy. I said, believe it or not, I can actually pet them. And they looked at me like I was kind of crazy, and they go, what? And I says, yeah, they're surprisingly friendly. And they didn't say much more after that. I think they were dumbstruck or maybe thought I was lying. I don't know. But it's not like I ever had a neighbor back here while I was feeding raccoons. I've had family members back here while I'm doing it. A lot of neighbors have dogs in the area, which is a giant issue for scaring them off. I have a neighbor that way that does know I do this and is not thrilled by it, and she's not thrilled with them coming through her yard. We had an honest discussion over the phone, and she raised concerns about how she's nervous about larger animals. She has no issues with, squirrels and birds. She puts food out for them, but the raccoons had her a little nervous, and I tried to explain. They're actually very polite. They're friendly. Their interest is in my yard, not yours. And she didn't want them going through the yard, so she put mothballs on our property line. And the smell was so horrendous that we had to call her and say, we can't breathe with our windows open. and she didn't realize it was going to do that. She was trying to think of a way to prevent them from walking through the yard, because they do make a trail right on the property line. So I tried to do an olive branch, and I sent her a gift card to a garden center, and she returned it to me saying no. There's never been any discussion since. We've talked since then, and it's never been about raccoons again, and everything seems fine between us as neighbors. So this is legal, what I do in my state. This is not illegal. Some people leave comments saying you're going to end up with a giant fine, that you're going to go to jail, this is illegal. In some states that might be true. In our state, this is legal. You can't feed bear in our state. There's certain counties you can't feed deer because of chronic wasting disease, and you can't feed elk. I think those are the 3 on the no list in our state. There are rules, are recommendations on when you feed animals. You should have the food within that, I forget how many feet it is. It's like 30 or 50 feet of you. And if you were to like go and you have to clean everything up if you're not going to be there to maintain it for the next couple hours. It's something along those lines. And I think they're more guidelines than like laws. So that's the uncomfortable answer. Okay, so this goes back to our last video, honey.
Okay.
Do you recall when I asked you how much it costs to do your hair?
Oh,
well, we have a viewer, and she's been with us for a while, Kaylin. She's competed in the food competitions. She's in Salt Lake City, and she discussed how much it costs there, and she has no idea what it would cost in a real large city, something like ours. So she wants to know how much it costs here to get your hair done.
Okay, I get a cut.
So she's saying it starts around $40 by her. Okay?
God, I wish. Sorry, I wish.
Okay, Kaylin, my wife is embarrassed.
Okay,
I really appreciate your question.
Okay, now my husband's gonna really know how much I spend on my hair.
Yes.
To get it cut and colored, 110.
Ooh, 110. Okay. Well, I'm thinking I spend more than that a week to feed these guys, so you have your thing, I have my thing. And you're doing it every, what, 5-6 weeks?
Yes.
Oh boy, so
I know.
I can't say anything actually, because this is ridiculously expensive. Tiny Tim. Hi there, buddy. Okay.
I cannot believe I told you.
Well, we did it for our viewers, not for me.
Okay.
This is fun.
Answer the questions. I'm answering the questions.
Yeah, I gotta look through the comments, see if there's any more. Okay, so Mark McNeil, and I really enjoy your comments, Mark, I have to say. And your experience with raccoons and skunks is at a level I can't even relate to, because you have them in your house. But in a nutshell, you asked if I was going to plant things like blueberries and raspberries and the like. And that is our plan this year. I've already purchased some grapes, and I'm thinking maybe back by the trellis there and along that fence line to start running those grapes all along there. I know it takes a while for them to fruit, but let's get it started. In that corner, we have a mulberry tree. We have another mulberry tree there and one in the front. I would love more mulberry trees. I want some elderberry bushes. Behind the shed, I'm thinking raspberries. And we have a line of pine trees in the front yard with some grass next to it, maybe making some of that area blueberry. Because when I'm up in the northern part of my state, there's blueberry bushes all underneath the pine trees, and it's not super sunny, but they got fruit on them. So I'm thinking I can get away with blueberries there. We were just talking about maybe a crabapple tree or two in the front.
Really?
No, I was talking about that with my sister.
Yeah, not with me. Okay.
How's that sound? Maybe?
Maybe.
You know, I like the flowers on them in the springtime. My wife can't stand sour things.
Oh.
I've dared her to bite into a crab apple.
My mouth is even hurting now.
Her mouth is hurting just thinking about it. And I used to do that when I was younger, is chew on crab apples, and they just suck the moisture out of your mouth. They're a wild thing. We do have an apple tree in the yard. It's towards the end of its life. It's not doing so good. But yeah, we are going to start to try and have other food options for these guys for when this is all eaten up. So that's a good question. Thank you. Look at Big Gertie.
That's
So look what I just picked up today. That's kind of made for feeding deer and squirrels. It's got a mesh screen in between the wood there, and you could fit about 20 pounds of seed in there, like corn and stuff. So I have a mix of corn and peanuts and sunflower seeds right now on there. And well, before we started filming, Excitable Bill was standing up there and reaching in there and eating. Looked real cute. So I might try and incorporate that into some of these raccoon challenges. It's brand new, so I haven't really thought it through yet. So Mama Moira's here, and she's having a fit with Gertie. Okay, let's have Mama Oon throw Miss Moira some cookies. You ready?
Yes.
There you go, Moira. Oh boy, I wonder if she's going to be a mama again. That would sure be something. Tiny Tim, I haven't seen you in a while. Say hi, buddy. Thank you. You know what? I'm going to give you a cookie treat, because you're a good boy. There you go. You want that? You just want your peanuts. There you go. You going to go dunk it in the water? It's a little tough for you because you got that bum front leg, I know. A little tricky, but he's doing okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that was loud.
She scared me.
So I made a little challenge here with them. On the corner of the bowls, I used one screw so that they could lift up the edge of these plastic bowls. I thought there was more give to it, and she just snapped it. Because I've done that with the cone before, where they lift up one end of the cone and get what's underneath. So Gertie, using all her might, just snapped that. That's what that loud noise was, and my wife jolted. Look at her. Did you throw her one?
Yeah, but someone else got it. Let me try one more time. Okay.
She is on the edge. Oh, she almost caught it. Good job, Moira. Tiny Tim, did you finish your cookie? So yeah, the hair is coming back on Gertie, on her bald spot. That was another question. Why is Gertie losing her hair right there? Why do raccoons lose fur on their back? There's multiple possibilities there. The worst possibility is mange. I don't think any of my raccoons have mange. If you've seen one of my recent videos, Circus had it horrific amount of hair loss on her back. I've never seen that before, but it's already growing back. She was here last night. It's already growing back. Apparently, many raccoons will pull their own hair out for bedding material. They will reach around, take their teeth, and yank it out, even for their babies, or in preparation for their babies, knowing it's going to grow back. Another one is mating season. The way the males grab them on the back to have their way with them is very fierce and aggressive, and they will take out chunks of hair. So those are the reasons I know of, and also entering a like a sewer or a narrow tree hollow. That constant rubbing against it can keep scraping it off. And I would imagine, possibly, I don't know for sure, but with some dogs and some cats that just have bad habits where they keep licking in one same area again and again, hot spots and whatnot, I wouldn't see why that's not possible with raccoons too. So very good question there. Thank you. Okay, kind of the same lines of what Reba was asking on what we like to do. Wandering Shadow asked the same thing. What do you guys like to do? Oh my goodness, Gertie. You are a real Gertie monster tonight. So I'm trying to think. We covered what we like to do, right? You like to bake, I like to fish and hike. What do we like to do together?
Oh, during the summer we like to play miniature golf.
We like miniature golf. That's been a new fun activity for us. Or exploring. We like to go explore new places.
Yes.
We like trying new types of food and types of restaurants. We recently found an Argentinian restaurant.
Yes.
If we had the ability, we would travel more. We enjoy traveling. With a 95-year-old, it's very difficult to line up someone to watch. So we're kind of homebound because of that at the moment.
Yep.
You enjoy being out in the kayak?
Yes, I do.
Out in the water, yeah?
Yeah, I love water.
I love water too, so we both enjoy that. So thanks for that question. I would like to know about you guys. It's funny, we chat superficially back and forth in our small little comment section. What are your guys' hobbies? What type of work do you do or did you do in the past if you're retired? Very curious about that. Reba saying that you were a finished carpenter. Actually, for a while, I did a lot of carpentry work. I went to a technical college and I studied carpentry and cabinetry making. And I was already had my painting business during that time. And I just stuck with painting. I didn't stick with the carpentry. But I did a lot of remodeling work back in the day. So I can relate to what you're doing. I'm picturing you putting up some crown molding and coping those miters on the edge, and that's fun work actually. The finished carpentry part I really enjoyed. Rough carpentry, not so much.
Should I tell them what I once was?
Oh yeah, my wife has had a lot of roles. In fact, she's in a movie.
Yes, I am.
I'm going to tell them the movie. There's no way they'll know who you are.
I know, they won't.
She's in the movie Mr. 3000.
Yes, I am.
Which was filmed at a baseball stadium in our state.
Yes.
And she worked there at the time.
Yes.
And so they needed extras for the movie. And so she has, like 20 seconds in that film?
Yeah, 20 seconds in the film.
And she actually says something in the film. So that's a hint on my wife. She's in the movie Mr. 3000 with Bernie Mac.
Yes.
But tell them what some of the other jobs you used to do.
I used to be a flight attendant.
That's right. You might have met my wife. So, and I've seen her do her flight attendant spiel for me many times.
Yeah, I still know it.
She still knows it, and she does it well. Yep.
Yes.
And my wife has met a lot of celebrities, actually, with the different jobs she's had, both musicians and athletes.
Yes, I have. Because I worked at a lot of stadiums.
She's worked at big stadiums for football,
basketball,
and
baseball. Yes.
And so you were kind of in charge of like the suites and stuff for a lot of that?
And then I also worked in catering, and that's where I met the famous people.
So if you had to list off some of the real big names that everyone would know, who have you met? I know you said that one wrestler, you had him laughing.
Oh my goodness, I had The Rock. I met The Rock, and I had him laughing.
Is his name like Dwayne Johnson or something?
Dwayne Johnson. I met Cher. I wanted to meet you two, but...
You were close, but not...
I was close, but not close enough.
So, big athletes you've met?
A lot of athletes.
Brett Favre?
Oh my goodness, yes. I met Brett Favre.
You met a U.S. Senator?
Yes, U.S. Senator.
Her past jobs gave her opportunities to mingle with some impressive people.
Yes.
Tiny Tim, what do you think about that? So, okay, guys, this was a lot of fun. I appreciate all your questions. Quite a good group showed up while we were yakking away. I'll be honest, I was so focused on answering everything, I didn't really see what was going on here. I know I saw Mr. Wiener and Cutie and Moira and Gertie and Tiny Tim, and I don't know what else was going on. So,
can I say something?
Yeah, say something.
About you?
What are you going to tell them about me?
I'm just in awe of you, how you can recognize all the raccoons, and you know them by name. I see them and I go, oh, that's this one. And you go, no, sweetie, it's this one. And I'm in awe of you that you know
that is a popular question I get, is how on earth can you tell them apart? And it's just hard to explain in a comment section, but to me, they all really have identifiable characteristics. Like Tiny Tim, obviously, is his small side. He has that certain walk because of his past injuries and the way he looks at me with his face and the way he approaches me. So just each one, no, I don't have names for all of them, but each ones that have a connection with me, they all have something like that. Whether it's a marking, a fur color, a special face, the way they approach me, they're creatures of habits. There's some raccoons that will always stay on the left side of the patio, others will always stay on the right side. You see Moira, she always loves to be on her throne. So once you see it night after night after night after night, you start to name them, you start to know them, you start to build a connection with them, and next thing you know, you have names I think I have over 22 names for raccoons out of the 33 that show up, and I do know them. Not perfectly, sometimes I get it wrong, especially if they're farther off. So yeah,
and you know what, I love supporting you in this, and I love helping you, and I'm having so much fun.
You make it easy for me, and I know a lot of wives out there would probably not be cool with this.
I love it.
So I thank you. I'm lucky to have my wife, and you guys asked I'm gonna do more movie videos with her, and we're gonna do more of this year. People call her Mama Oon and me Daddy Oon, and that's grown on us. We really like those nicknames.
Yes, we do.
It's funny because we're not parents in real life, but these are kind of our furry babies. So happy OONSDAY, guys. We love you. Bye.
Happy OONSDAY.